Manchester United's Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, someone is saying he should be sold because he being in the squad is more of a problem. Remember, Adese talked about it, and while I was prepping for the show, she said, hey, overdose. When I said it the other time, guys were after me. I'm sure now they will be happy that someone else is coming out to actually tow my path. But anyways, talking about Adese Michael, she is also on the broadcast this evening. Ada, how are you?
Hi, Diesel.
Hi, Diesel. Is that how you used to greet me now? Is it 2022 style? You say, hi, Diesel. Hi, Diesel.
Hi, Diesel.
That's it.
Okay.
What's up?
I'm good. It's been a pleasant day.
Okay.
You brought your trouble to my office.
Oh, how with trouble?
And you were actually monitoring what I was doing on my system. You didn't know I was looking at you somehow.
No. I wasn't monitoring you.
You were spying me. Let me put it that way. You were spying me.
Everybody knows I don't spy.
After you looked for my trouble, you took your trouble to the next person. My namesake, actually.
No, what I said was that you didn't buy soda for me. I don't want to name the drink now because you didn't pay me.
Yeah.
So I said, why didn't you buy my own?
First of all, last year you owed me shawarma.
Hey,
you didn't pay the shawarma.
Wahala.
Yes, so
Wahala.
Clear your debt and I also clear my debt. By the way, good evening, Lagos. Beautiful Thursday it is. Overdose is right here, and of course we're ready to go.
She's ready to go, and so is this man right here talking about the man that you definitely know has the ability, the propensity, and the proclivity, to actually throw those rhymes the way he loves to throw them. I'm talking about Chuma Nnali na. Chuma, how far?
You had the chance to tell Foskolo, New Year, New Me. When he was talking about hosting the show and all that. You just used to have told him for my New Year, New Me, as the ladies put out on social media these days. And after 1 month into the new year, don't go back to the old them. But it's great to be here, man.
This is shirt, fine.
Delighted. My brother, packaging with the try package ourselves. New Year, New Me. And twice on Thursdays, like the man who just came into the studio right now. But it was good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Good evening, Adese too, and the guy who's going to be saying hi shortly. One final thing for Skolo. From next week, find this guy. Overdose is not legend. I go tell you off the mic.
You don't tell me already. I know. I don't know. Now tell this you won't give me. This guy is running things. He's running things. In January, don't stew. As in,
that song from Mr. Easy. I go day your body like skin tight. Hold you like skin tight.
Guy, my morning, my night, my afternoon food for the next 2 weeks now. Overdose house.
No. Wait. Why are you people like this? Why are you people like this? Are you saying that you can't help me?
Seeing watch.
Are you people saying you can't help me?
Bro.
Are you people saying you can't help me? We are a gang
my
here.
they walk again. They walk. See the face not even clear.
I want to talk about your phone. Respect yourself.
And they talk watch.
I was coming to that. Chuba, you took it off me. I was coming to that.
Thank you.
Faskolo, let's not go there.
Please.
Anyways, one man who always looks clean on a Thursday and twice on a Sunday, or maybe I should say twice on a Thursday. I mean, Samuel Samwai. He's the ladies' delight. I don't know, Sam. How do you do? Because I've got to reports, and not once, not twice, not 3 times that you are
cloning my voice. The real me is here. The real Ufoma is here. You can't be cloning my voice.
No, but I find that surprising that a whole lot of people think Sam is Ufoma and Ufoma is Sam, or maybe Sam is Ufoma. But again, in terms of the voice, I think you guys sound quite similar.
I've told him to come and pay royalties. Can't be cloning my voice for nothing.
Samuel Sangwai, what do you have to say to that? First off, good evening to you.
What's up, Lagos?
Oh, sorry, your mic.
Which kind of British accent with this?
Okay, all the mics are on.
I can't talk.
You have to come here. Yeah, because
testing the MIC yesterday.
You say what?
Yeah.
I said on OB there.
Yeah. Shout out to
OB. Yeah,
OB is still a boy.
He's not yet a man.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Of course, loud and clear.
What's up,
But you need to adjust the mic still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Good to be
been
here.
a long day. And by the way, this is what the real thing sounds like.
Original.
Nice one. 10-0.
Shots taken. Shots fired.
10-0.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
But good evening, everybody.
Can you imagine my mom calling me and telling me about how she was listening to my show, and I'm like, I knew I was in a party that evening. I was having fun in Ikeja that evening. How on earth was I on his show? I'm like, madam, it's not me. He said, no, it's you. I'm like, it's not me. How can you tell me it's me? And I thought about it. I said, wait, was it a Tuesday? She said yes. So, okay. Is this big head here?
Great to be here, Overdose.
All right, then. So, can you actually confirm? Because I've been getting reports that, the ladies tend to, I don't know how you do it. Do you have some sort of magnet or do you have some sort of microchip that just brings them closer to you? Because I don't understand. Especially these days that you've now started using glasses. It's now making...
Where are the glasses?
He has medicated glasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're behind time on this information.
Well,
Well... No, but if you don't want to answer,
he calls himself a charmer. Let me help him.
Okay.
And that's same
I was not going to use that word because
he
of her, but
calls himself a charmer. and
I'll boldly say that
the
now.
same magnet, he used to drag me close to him. But I put myself out. I put myself out. He has
Are
one.
you sure?
I need
Are
cough
you sure?
He says that
Are
he
you
has
sure?
he has one
Are you sure you put yourself out that
on assuming character. He's just so subtle.
I still saw the way you were looking at him when I called him to confirm he was going to be on the show today. I saw the way you were looking at him.
It's not true.
In fact, you were even the one that said, she was even the one that said, see, Sam, let me tell you.
Tell me.
Before
Come
now,
on, you can wind up about
the Arsenal Liverpool game was supposed to go down today, of
Yeah.
course, and you were supposed to hand over by 8:30.
Yes.
So while I was doing the prep in the office with Ada goes, I don't know, is Sam going to join us? I'm like, okay. She didn't
know what I said.
She didn't even focus on the prep.
Wait, hold on. What I said.
I know what you did last summer.
What I said was like, let's do a combined stuff, right?
Let's do a combined stuff.
Exactly. I didn't say Sam should join us.
Okay, you said let's do a combined show, and I'm like, Sam has been, on since morning, and he's been with Joyce. I don't think he'll have the strength to do the show. And she goes, I mean, call him and find out now.
Overdose.
Like,
I didn't say all of this.
For the record, I have enough to go around.
We should go around
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying hard to be somebody.
Well, for those who definitely don't have enough to go around, Sam is your plug. I can say that. Meet him. He has enough to go around.
The boy is just giving him buzz like
He's on form. Sam came to this show on form. He's displaying good form in front of goal. But anyway, talking about displaying good form in front of goal, our Super Eagles stars will be looking to do just that. And a whole lot of people are concerned right now that Odion Jude Ighalo, it has been confirmed, will not be part of those that will play for the Super Eagles right there in Cameroon. Before now, Victor Osimhen was actually ruled out due to COVID. But right now, I can tell you that Odion Jude Ighalo joins that list, and you begin to wonder if we still have any chance, especially with the strikers that are right there in camp with the Super Eagles. Odion Jude Ighalo will not be a part of the Super Eagles team. Before now, they were waiting to see if anything will change, but right now, his Saudi Arabian club Al Shabab have stated that they will refuse to release him for the tournament in Cameroon, which starts on Sunday. The 32-year-old top scorer at the Nations Cup in 2019 was initially given a deadline of Tuesday to confirm his availability by interim Super Eagles coach Austin Eguavo. Then again, he said, okay, let's wait until Wednesday. But right now, Ighalo was not part of the squad that landed in Garra late yesterday. And the statement from the NFF said he's no longer expected as a result of the issues with his Saudi Arabian club. And you begin to wonder, with the players we have now for Skolo, since I'm the one who hijacked this show from you, or maybe I'm the one sitting here, not officially, but we'll come out with a statement. We'll come out with a statement regarding that. It's only right I start with my predecessor.
The way you're going, you need to go back to the farm. Respect yourself.
Yes, you need to go back to the land.
Okay, well, let's start with you on this one because you're an experienced man. I know you follow the Super Eagles quite closely. Do you think we should be worried now that it's confirmed no Ighalo, no Osimhen? What's your thought on this one?
I think it's a big loss and a big miss, especially the Napoli man, who I think would have given a whole lot of teams a run for their money in this particular competition. He's got youth on his side, he's got the pace, he's on form, and to a large extent also he's got something to prove. He wants to win something. So his miss for me is the bigger one. But Odion Ighalo also comes with bags of experience, and I always say it, when it comes to tournament competitions, like most times it's really not even about your club form. I remember the 2008 Nations Cup. We did go with a player who was not affiliated with any club, the bulky centre back at the time. I can't remember his name right now. He was clubless at the time, and he was arguably the Super Eagles' best player at that tournament in Ghana 2008. Was it Danishitu?
No, it wasn't. Was it Shitu? No, it was a bulky guy.
Can't remember. He was a centre back on the big side, as big as you overdose.
Where was he playing? Bigger.
He was clubless at the time, but I think after the tournament he actually got a club. So the point I was trying to make is, the club form might not necessarily be the biggest of them. Salah might be scoring all the goals for Liverpool, but might come to the AFCON and flop. We hope that is the case, especially against the Super Eagles. But Odion Ighalo would have come with a lot of experience, especially playing against African teams. Unfortunately, it's a miss, but hey, we've got to do what we've got to do. I'm not looking at the Super Eagles team on paper now and I'm seeing African champions or I'm seeing world beaters, but I'm very careful. I've really not said anything about the Nations Cup, not on my social media, or not anywhere, because I look back and I remember 2013 and how myself, Chuma, and the rest of the sports team in Port Harcourt totally ran down our Super Eagles team and said they were not good enough to win the tournament. In fact, said I did predict that we were going to lose to Côte d'Ivoire in the quarterfinals. But what happened? We ended up winning 2-1. Not just winning 2-1, we went on to win that tournament, which was our last. I don't think it's going to happen in 2022, to be very honest, but if it happens, well, all fine and good. It will be a big miss over those. That's just the bottom line.
Big miss from Ufoma Ibamino. He says it's the bottom line. Let's start from that bottom line now and take it to you, Chuma. From that bottom line, what does Austin Cerezo Eguavon need to do now? It's confirmed. There are reports that Cyril Desires could actually be drafted in the absence of Ighalo, but I feel that we already have too many strikers headlining the Super Eagles right there in Cameroon for the AFCON.
Well, we did, but do we have enough quality? That's the question. It's one thing to have all those numbers in the mixture. It's another thing to have guys who genuinely can go to the party and prove their worth at the AFCON. Sadu Kumar, for example, is a young talent who's proven his worth at the junior level for the country, and this will be a new experience, the echelon of national team football on the continent. And again, that experience could be a challenge because you want guys who have been there and have proven their worth in the past. And yeah, we're going to have to depend again on Ahmed Musa, who seems to be a good guy when he gets to tournaments for us, mostly in the World Cup, still the highest top scorer or highest goal scorer for Nigeria at the World Cup, 4 goals over the experiences he's had in those competitions in the past. And you wanted to see all of these other names you mentioned. Taiwo Awoniyi is another one who should grow into the mix, but all of these guys were guys that we saw as second choice, with all due respect to them, compared to the ones who are going to be out of the AFCON itself. I know how I was waxing lyrical and basking in the euphoria.
So that's how we go to the restaurant too.
Wow.
Of the arts. I will be back.
Austin Cerezo Eguavo can do in order to ease the tension of Nigerians, because I know that there's this song talking about Super Eagles, no tension, but I'm not sure that song is a good one to play now because the tension is high.
There is.
Yeah, there's tension. So, like you were saying, sir, before Zeta rudely interrupted you.
No problem.
Apologies, sir. But you know the bills have to be paid.
You know, you have to be nice to the ladies, and Zeta is a lady, so just be nice. Ladies first. So make Zeta talk first before I talk.
Okay, go on.
On a more serious note, overdose in the scheme of things going into the AFCON, none of these strikers I'm mentioning now, whether it's Cyril Dresser or it's Taiwo Awoniyi or it's Suduki Umar, were seen as potential starters in any major game for Nigeria at the AFCON. All of the guys who are out are the best we have, and that's the sad part for me because I used to brag about it that our strongest points going into the AFCON was our attack department. Paulo Onuachu was scoring goals at plenty for Genk. You know, Victor Osimhen continued from where he stopped last season. You know, had a challenge when he first joined Napoli, but then found a way to ease in and just continued before COVID-19 came into the picture for him, and then that injury to his face. You know, even senior man Kells was not seen as, if it was to be senior man Kells of last season, the second half of last season, you'll say he would have been first choice as one who should start games. Well, at Leicester, he doesn't have that privilege every time, even though we saw him prove his worth against Man City, getting 2 assists and scoring a goal in the fixture too. So all of these names, Ighalo himself too has been in great form in Saudi Arabia, and whether you like to respect Ighalo or not, it just goes back to what Former said about some players who have built a reputation for them as tournament players. Ighalo was top scorer in the tournament in 2019. I'm not sure we had enough respect for him even at that time, especially knowing how he missed that chance against Argentina, I think, in the World Cup in 2018. Nigerians had berated him, had castigated him, maligned his image, but he went to that AFCON and scored, 4 or 5 goals, including being top scorer in the qualifying series. So he brings that experience into the fold. So imagine having no Ighalo, having no Paulo Onuachu, having no Victor Osimhen, and then Emmanuel Dennis, who's the hottest Nigerian striker in Europe now.
Also, so, he's not going to be a part of it.
Bro, is this kind of line of highly spiritual, as Whiskey would say. I'm very serious. This is not a joking stuff at all. As far as we say, it's not something like a joking stuff. The positive, though, could be, the kind of magic we saw in 2013 from the young man who used to play in the Nigeria Professional Football League, who became the star of the show in that competition. The value that Nigeria goes to.
Sondemba.
Yes, sir. The value Nigeria takes to the AFCON, where the likes of Egypt don't know too much about these other strikers, could play out positively for us. If there's any positive I'll take out of the absence of these bigger names, is the fact that we could just have a young man come up and rise to the occasion and shock even Egypt and the rest of Africa too.
All right, so Chuma is quite concerned. I wonder what Ada is thinking. I mean, you look at the fact that home-based players these days don't really seem to cut it as far as representing our Super Eagles are concerned. And you're one player who follow or actually passionately follows the MPFL. You begin to wonder, what are our chances realistically with these big names, so to speak, missing out?
Well, I think history somehow is on the side of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I remember back in I think 1988 or thereabouts, where we brought in a caretaker manager, assembled a jigsaw assemblage, what would appear to be not ready team, but they went all out and performed. There's something about Nigeria. Each time it appears that preparations are, somehow not perfect, or maybe have some question marks and buts in and around it. The players and the representatives of Nigeria, they will go out and of course give us something to cheer. But this current crop of Super Eagles, well, there are deficiencies everywhere. We've mentioned Odion Ighalo, we've mentioned Emmanuel Dennis, we've mentioned Victor, Paulo Onuachu, and of course Peter Etebo as well in that midfield.
Yeah,
these are key players missing, which is a big blow. But I think one man's closed door is another man's open door. This crop of players we're going with not totally bad. All our attackers, they've got 57 club goals combined this season already. This season is just halfway. All of the names we have, 57 goals. It tells you that we have potent attack. But where the blots on our copybook will be that midfield. Is it going to be Chidera Ejuke grabbing the headlines for the right reasons? Is it going to be Kelechi Nwakali, who has not really been with this side? We lack a creative midfielder that can create as well as score. We felt it was going to be a certain Alex Iwobi. He has since gone under the radar. His touch and go these days. A young man, Gordon, benches him. A teenager, a 20-year-old player, benches him at Everton.
Yeah.
So we don't have a playmaker, a go-to playmaker that can say, well, we know how. He's not physical. And African football is somewhat physical. Yes, he's good on the ball with his foot. He can mesmerize from time to time. But that person that will sit down in the middle of the park and pepper those through balls.
Yeah. Somebody
that will dictate the tempo of the game from the middle, stitch things up as well, looking for tight angles to pick out passes. We are currently lacking that. And how did I forget our defensive, department, which our own undoing will be the lack of pace of the people who are going with. The only defender that you can hit your chest and say we want to run back and forth without any hitch would have to be Chidozie Awase. The rest of the talking about the Oyibo, one is injured now. The other one they are not fast. How do they track back when teams come attacking? So yes, it's not a perfect team, but there's still something. The patriotism in all of us will have to tell us that maybe they could just go there and give good account of themselves. Themselves, I should say. This group of players are not the best, but they must grab this opportunity with both hands and silence critics, silence everyone that is saying Onuachu is not there, Victor Osimhen is not there. Let them show us that they have what it takes, because for you to make the national team cut among millions of Nigeria is a rare privilege. So we are just optimistic, hoping that the coach as well, that's another factor too. The coach was a gamble, late appointment. How many weeks has he had to imbibe his philosophy, his ideas of football? So, well, time is not really on our side, but we just wish them well.
We wish them well, like Timmy Dakolo in that song, Wish Me Well. I don't know how that song just evaded my head right now. But anyways, I know you wish the Super Eagles well. Also, talk to us and tell us what you think. You've heard from Foscolo. You've also heard from Chuma and Ada. 0700 993 993 993. What is your take on the Super Eagles' chances of making things happen right there in Cameroon? Don't forget, our first game is against the Pharaohs of Egypt, and both Carlos Queiroz as well as Mo Salah have been talking tough ahead of that game. And of course, by 8, we'll have the AFCON countdown, so get ready for that one as well. Tell us what you think right here on the nation's number one for news, talk and sports. 99.3 Nigeria Info. 0700 993 993 993. For them ladies, 01 465 7190. The last time I heard the female lines are down. Don't know if they're back up, but just try. Let's hear from you. Hello, good evening, welcome.
Hello, Vadisi.
Hi, good evening to you. How are you?
I'm fine. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you so much. What's your name, my man?
Yeah. My name is John.
John?
Yes.
All right, then. Welcome, John.
Okay. You see, Nigeria is going to win the Nations Cup, whether anybody like it or not. Yes.
Oh. Nigeria win the Nations Cup, says whether anybody likes it or not. By hook or by crook. Hello, who's there?
Hello, good evening, the other day.
Hi, good evening to you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, welcome.
We greet you.
Yeah, this Friday from Ighalo.
Welcome, Friday.
Yeah, I did the measure of 2030 because our striker were not that strong. But you remember that Nation Cup, we have strong midfielders. Like Mitchell was like one interior player. We have players like Branny Day in the midfield, Victor Moses. You look at the goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper then was one of the best goalkeepers in Africa. That is Yama himself, the captain of the team. But today, Eda, who is the captain of the Super Eagles?
Ahmed Musa.
But you can see, was he not a Yama Oyobo who was the captain then? The way he was coordinating things. You don't get it from the bench now. See, overdose. We should not just deceive ourselves. Let's just go and complete the number and hope for the best. But this is not the right time for Nigeria. I'm saying it.
So you're concerned? You're worried about Nigeria's chances?
See, we are worried. We are worried. It's not just only me. Everybody, we are worried. We should not deceive ourselves. Look at Osimhen. Look at what Adesi just said now. Our striker. All these strikers, how many of them are low? Apart from we are not even talking of the striker yet. What of the midfield? We don't have midfielder. You cannot point to one player that this is a good midfielder. Go to the defense now. You remember 2013 now. Niche is just one. He's just like 5 players on the pitch. Yama is just like more than a goalkeeper. But who is our first choice goalkeeper today? The other. Let's assume the striker are not. Maybe we can just call one goal and say, okay, let us keep it tight at the back. At the back where we don't have defense and a good goalkeeper. Let us just go there and win them well. But whatever come out of it, we should just accept it the way. Thank you very much, Bieda.
Thank you so much, my good man, and have a wonderful and great one. Hello, who's there?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
This is Fortune Otaya.
Fortune, welcome, my man.
Yeah. First things first. Seydou Sanusi, is he among the list?
Zaidu Sanusi.
Yeah.
He was one of those invited.
Okay.
Yes.
So who is the replacement for Ighalo now?
My brother.
We're waiting for Cedric.
We are waiting for Eguavon to decide.
I don't think there can be any replacement now. Because remember that it's supposed to be 23 and 5.
Okay.
5 players on standby list in case of COVID infections and all of that. So I'm not sure that he can be replaced as it is right now.
Wow. So it's going to be making do with what we have already.
Apparently like 90% that is not going to be replaced. But in that Ighalo's case, we must state it here clearly that is someone's inability not to do their job.
Yeah, the club said they sent it late.
Exactly. Because he came for the last qualifiers. That was when everyone knew that he was back with the team. And we all set our sights towards this big tournament. So why didn't they send that letter from NFF to the club at Al-Shabaab? And now look at a club like Al-Shabaab keeping one of our own. It's a slap on our face. And look at that case of Emmanuel Dennis. Clearly someone's incompetence. And if it's a countries that are functional, the person will be brought to book.
Well, I
don't to send his letters?
I don't know about the Emmanuel Dennis part being actually incompetence.
The coach came out to say that Nigeria missed the deadline.
Forget what the coach said. Trust me, forget what the coach said. If you really go into the nitty-gritty of that story, if we go through the back story involving Emmanuel Dennis does not want to play for the Super Eagles. That's the long and short of it. Claudio Ranieri just picked up a bit of a loophole, that they could.
It was the same thing with Sarr.
No, it was not. It was almost the same thing.
Yeah.
But you see the point. The point is that if you believe the back stories, involving Emmanuel Dennis, it was a question of. The former manager, Gennaro, did not even want him to be a part of the team.
Yes.
That he's had disciplinary issues.
I agree.
And then there was a point where reportedly or allegedly he was demanding for a starting shirt, which the manager could not guarantee for him. Excuse me. And he now got to the point where one way or the other, Watford were even threatening to say, dude, if you go to the Nations Cup, this is going to affect our league form. We're battling relegation and all of that. And the man is also looking at himself and asking, oh wait, this supposed Nations Cup that I'm supposed to go to, that I'm not even guaranteed a starting shirt. Because the question would be, if Ighalo is around and Osimhen is around, who's he going to bench? This was before before Raw was sacked and before what's his name, Osimhen got himself injured. I'm even talking about his first injury. Before the whole drama about whether he got COVID or he did not get COVID, or whether he was going to be fit or not. All of this combined, but unfortunately, he didn't want to come out publicly and admit that he wasn't going to come. So he was all shrouded in some unnecessary secrecy. That's if you believe one side of the report you get. But this is not me trying to make excuses for the Nigerian football. In fact, I have me already. I have my issues with Nigerian from Amaju to Shehu Diko to all of them. Calm down, bro. I have my issues with them.
Calm down.
No, I'm calm. I'm very calm. But I also think that we need to separate. We need to separate the sheep from the goat. When we want to criticize the NFF, let's be certain that the NFF has a problem. I think for the Ighalo case, I'm just even hearing now that the club, I didn't even know that story. So that's great. It means that the NFF have their own issues. Exactly. But I think for the Emmanuel Dennis part, no, I'm not sure it had anything to do with the NFF.
How about sorry, quickly. If you had done our own part first, and then the player clearly says, "I'm not coming to play for Nigeria."
He won't say it.
We didn't do our own part.
There's a World Cup qualifiers coming. He will not say it. It's PR. He won't say it. He won't tell you now because he knows that if he makes a mistake of coming out publicly to say it, don't finish.
We helped them to keep him. That's
we
helped them. We helped them to keep him. Maybe. If we had sent, the evidence would have been there.
All right, so talking about evidence, I have evidence now that these calls are coming in fast and strong. Yes, evidence. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Thank you. What's your name?
I have done that. My name is Olisa from Ikotu.
Olisa, you're welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Good evening, Ada.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to quickly say something about this Emmanuel Dennis case. I learned from this from Ada's point of view. The last time I listened to you guys talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, that we need to put sentiment about in everything we do. So sincerely, I am going to say that until we have proof to say that Dennis did not really want to play, the blame still falls on the desk of the NFF for not sending in later on time. Because that reason they gave, in as much as it might want to sound unreasonable, it is still a point. And it is from the NFF's inability to do the right thing at the right time that gave them the right to make such statements. So talking about the Super Eagles now, sincerely, I do not believe in these guys. But one thing football has taught me is that you can never know football. So overdose. You said one time I think that was when Liverpool played. I think when Man City played Leicester City and they won 6-3. I remember you made a statement that day that you think you know football, think again. So that's all I have to say.
All right.
This matter, it's run where it will crack. So let's just wish them the best and see what happens at the Nations Cup.
All right. Keep our fingers crossed, and of course, take it easy. I know you're on the road. I can hear the sound of horns and cars on the highway. Just take it easy while you try to navigate your way home. Talking about navigating, Roma trying to navigate their way back in a fixture against AC Milan. 52 minutes played. It's AC Milan 2, Roma 1. Tammy Abraham pulling one back for Roma and Jose Mourinho, while Olivier Giroud and Messias were the goal scorers for AC Milan. So it's the second half right now, 52 minutes and counting. It's 2-1 in favor of AC Milan. Earlier today, Sampdoria lost 1-2 to Cagliari, while of course Lazio and Empoli 3-3. Wow. I'm sure a whole lot of people's tickets will be shattered because a whole lot of people would have thought Lazio would have it easy against Empoli. Verona beat Spezia by 2-1, while it was a share of the spoils involving Sassuolo and Genoa. And of course, still to come, 8:45 p.m., you have Juventus taking on Napoli right there in the Serie A. Quickly, we'll go to WhatsApp. You can send your messages concerning whether or not you're worried, you're concerned about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 08095975805. Quickly, Sam, your 2 cents are needed in this conversation. What say you? Looking like a professor that wants to invent one kind of good. I didn't say you should take off your glasses.
A new vaccine.
You're looking exactly a new vaccine to save mankind. But Sam, are you concerned, like most Nigerians, about our chances in Cameroon?
Maybe not at the moment. I already gave up on the squad weeks ago.
Wow, you gave up on the squad.
Yeah, ever since controversies as to who's going, who's not, which club is releasing which player and all that. And when you pitch that up against other teams that are supposed to be the favorites, I mean, it's pretty messed up, if I can use that word. So I think preparations are not pretty pristine going into that tournament. It's a lot of troubles, a lot of hassles. You don't know who's going to start. You don't know. I mean, we're not even talking tactics. We're not talking the most important things, preparation and all that. We're talking about...
We're not talking synergy.
Yeah, 4 days to the tournament.
We're not talking cohesion.
Who's talking about acclimatization? Some of the countries went there a lot earlier. Yes, we can say our players are more professional. They've played in the foreign scene, and acclimatization shouldn't be a problem. But this is Africa. you're moving from one part of the world to another. And you need a bit of days to adjust. So I think for me, the fact that 3 days or 5 days at the very least to the first game and against tournament favorites, one of the big countries on the African continent, we are still discussing a 34-year-old's availability, only just confirming that that's a big problem. So for me, whatever we see at the tournament, we take. We're never favorites for it, based on the quality of players we had. It's just about participation for us. So it's
okay. Just about participation, but Austin Owen Cerezo Eguavon would actually not want to align with you, Sam. He says we are going in it to win it. That's what he said.
What did you want to talk before? I don't understand. Is he going to come and tell you we are going there to finish bronze medal? He's not going to say it now.
What if the Super Eagles paraventure get to the final?
Well, to be very honest, the last time we did not get to the semis was 2008. Before then, it was 1982. So here's the thing: when it comes to the Nations Cup, we've got a very decent record, a very, very decent record. So trust me, that's why I couldn't understand all the noise 2 years ago when the Super Eagles under Genoro won. I think it was bronze. Yeah. I couldn't understand the noise because that's like the
barest minimum, right?
Barest minimum for Nigeria.
Like the benchmark.
Yeah. Exactly. Even our worst local coaches. Exactly. It's like our cutoff mark when it comes to the Nations Cup. Our worst coaches, quote unquote, have actually gone to the Nations Cup and finished in 3rd position. So Ecuador is not going to come out and say I'm going there to not come out of the group. The bunny papa way.
But he already highlighted the difficulty there is in not just making out a squad that will win, but also organizing matches, friendly games before the start of the AFCON.
Sam just told you our preparations are. In fact, there's no preparation at all.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
One more now is that if anyone that followed that FIFA Arab tourney last year, late last year, the one involving the North Americans, you would see that if you watch that competition and assess the quality and everything that went down there, juxtaposed with what we have, judging by the qualifiers we've played, you see that the North Africans are still way ahead of us in terms of the football knowledge, the football brain, the tactics, and of course the implementation too.
All right, so we'll go quickly for a break. Okay, I think we have like 2 minutes, so let me just quickly take 1 or 2 calls. 0700 993 993 993. Good evening, welcome.
This is Daniel Macaulay speaking from Sulere.
Macaulay, welcome. Let's hear you.
It's a question I want to ask the house.
Okay.
Is Nigeria really going to the Nations Cup?
Are they really going to the Nations Cup?
Yeah.
My brother, they are one of the teams that are going to play in the Nations Cup.
Okay, they are going to play.
Yes.
Here to maybe win, just to play.
My brother, there's only one man that can answer that question, and that's Eguavon, not me.
Eguavon?
Yes.
Okay. Good job.
All right, thank you so much, even though I lost you right there at the very end. But then again, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be looking to win. They have quite a decent squad. I mean, you're talking about Chidozie Awazim. You're talking about Kenneth Omero. You're talking about players like Trust Ekong.
Maga Kansi. Maga Kansi.
Olaoluwa Aina is also a player of the Super Eagles. For Skolo, do you know the man they call Olisanda? Oh. And then you look at Frank Oyenka, the bull. Right there, Brentford. Are we talking about Joseph Ayodele Aribo? For Skolo, see, don't trivialize this team.
Adding middle name always makes this thing sweeter.
I'm not done.
Add that middle name. You don't say Joseph Aribo. Ayodele.
Ezebunwo. Wilfred Ndidi. Oh, chai. And then you have Chidera Ejuke. No. See,
you know Uzwazo Maro. Ufoma Uzwazo Maro. Egbamuno.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. And of course, when we return, it will be straight to our AFCON countdown right here on 993 Nigeria Info. Stay here.